discussing that the filling of periodic table is based on Aufbau principle. Okay, ma? What is meant by Aufbau principle? Electron enters into that orbital whose n plus L value is the least. This is what we have studied now, ma? Whose n plus L value is least, electron always enters into that orbital. Okay, but sometimes you will get a condition that for example, if two n plus L values, if they are equal, then what is the condition? N plus L values of two orbitals, if they are equal, then electron enters into that orbital whose n value is the least. This principle is called as Aufbau principle. Okay, ma? Come on, make a note of this one. So if n plus L value, okay, ma, of two orbitals is least, okay, ma, then electron enters into which orbital? Then electron enters into that orbital, okay, ma, whose n value is the least. Whose n value is the least. Are you able to understand? Okay, ma? And yesterday we have also studied that nth shell will have how many subshells, ma? Nth shell will have how many subshells? Chappali, n subshells. ఏ రోజుకి ఆ రోజు కవర్ చేయకపోతే మీరు సిలబస్ ఎత్తిపోతుంది సీను. ఓకే, సీమా. nth shell will have n subshells. This is what we have studied now. And what are the names of the subshells? Names of the subshells are S, P, D, F, G, H. So these are the names of the subshells. Are you able to understand? So what is the value of S here? Value of S is 0, value of P is 1, value of D is 2, value of F is 3, value of G is 4, value of H is 5. Are you able to understand? So these are the values which we have given to this particular orbitals, subshells. Are you able to understand? Now for example, if I take n value is equal to 1, what is meant by L value is equal to 1? This is first shell, no, ma? This is first shell. N value is 1, nothing but first shell number 1, or you can say orbit number 1. Okay, so for n is equal to 1 or first shell, how many subshells are possible? One subshell. That's what we have written here, no? For nth shell, n subshells. First shell, only one subshell. Clear, no, ma? And which subshell is possible? Yes, subshell. Are you able to understand? Clear, no, ma? Similarly, if you take n value is 2, then it is called second shell, no? For second shell, how many subshells are possible? 2 subshells. What are those subshells? S and P. Clear, no, ma? So S and P subshells are possible. Similarly, if I take n value is equal to 3, which is called as third shell, then in third shell, how many subshells are possible? 3 subshells are possible, S, comma, P, comma, D. Similarly, if you write n value is 4, then which subshell is possible? Fourth shell, this is called as, how many subshells are possible, ma? S, comma, D and F. Okay, ma? So like this, you can go on writing. The number of shell increases, the number of subshells also will increase. So nth shell should have n number of subshells. This is the concept, you know? Okay. Now, what is the name of the subshell which is present in first shell, ma? This is represented by 1s. By what we represent this one? We represent this one by 1s. Are you able to understand? 1s means what? 1 represents shell. S represents subshell. Are you able to understand? Okay. Similarly, in second subshell, what are present? In a second subshell, 2s, comma, 2p. They are present. In second subshell, we have 2 subshells. So 2s and 2p. Third shell, 3s, come on, 3p, 3d. These are the subshells which are present, no? Clear, no? Fourth shell, 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. These are the subshells which are present. Clear, no? Fifth shell, 5s, 5p, 5d, 5f, 5g. So 5 subshells are present in fifth shell. Up to here it is clear, Nama? Now why I am writing all this is because I want to find out their n plus L values. I want to find out their n plus L values. Okay, so listen carefully, then you can write. So here n value is 1 in 1 S. N value is how much? 1. S value? 0. So 1 plus 0. Are you able to understand? 1 plus 0. Similarly, you go to second shell. Okay, ma? Here I have 2s. So 2 plus S value? S value is 0. Clear, no? Then you go to 2p. 2 plus P value? P value is 1. So total 2 plus 1, 3. 3s. 3 plus S value? 0. Next 3p. 3 plus 1. 3d. 3 plus 2. Clear, no? 4s. Now can't you write all these values? Come on, write down. Okay, ma? So 4s. 4 plus 0. 4p. 4 plus 1. 4d. 4 plus 2. 4f. 4 plus 3. Clear, no? 5s. So 5 plus 0. 5 plus 1. 5 plus 2. Clear, no? And 5f. 5 plus 3. And this is 5 plus 4. Clear? So this is how I can write down n plus L values of all the different subshells which are present. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now by writing all the n plus L values, now I can find out electron will enter into subshells in which sequence. So what we have written here, electron enters into those orbitals or those subshells whose n plus value is least. And if n plus L value of 2 subshells, if they are matching, then electron enters into that subshell whose n value is least. Are you able to understand, ma? So according to this one, now let us write the sequence in which electrons will enter into different subshells. Are you able to understand? So minimum value is 1 here. 1 plus 0 is how much? 1. Okay, so let us write the values first of all. So first of all, let us write these values, ma. 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. Clear, no, ma? Well, shall I write? I will write here only. 1. Clear, ma? 2 plus 0. 2. 3 plus 2 plus 1. It is equal to 3. So it is also 3. Clear, no, ma? And it is 4. And it is 5. Clear, no? This one is 4. Clear? This one is 5. This one is 6. This one is 7. Clear, no, ma? This is equal to 5. And this is 6. And this is 7. And this is 8. Clear, ma? And this value is 9. Okay. So these are all the n plus values which I got. Now try to write the sequence in which electrons enters into the subshells. So first of all, I have to select the least n plus L value. No? Clear, no, ma? So which one is the least value? Yes, 1s here, 1s. So first of all, electron enters into 1s in any element which you take. Clear, ma? Then it is followed by 2s. Then it is followed by, see, ma, here I have 2p subshell also have same n plus L value. 3s also it has same n plus L value. Then electron enters into which shell? 2s, 2p or 3s? It enters into 2p. What is the reason? Its n value is least, no? What is n value here? 2 is nothing but n value, no, ma? If n value is least, definitely electron enters into 2p. Then it is followed by 3s. Then it is followed by 3p. Then it is followed by 4s. See, ma, here I have 3d value is 5, no? So electron doesn't enter into 3d, it enters into 4s. Okay. Then it is followed by, see, ma, 3d and 4p, they have same values, no? Then electron will enter into which one? 3d or 4p? 3d. Why 3d? Because its n value is least. So followed by 3d. Then it is followed by 4p. Then it is followed by 4p. Then I have here also I have 5, no, ma? Then electron enters into 5s. So like this, you can write the sequence in which electron enters into different subshells. Are you able to understand, ma? So how to remember this one? This one can be easily remembered with the help of a diagram which is called as Moyler's diagram. Okay. So completed up to here. Now let us write the Moyler's diagram. So what is meant by Moyler's diagram? So you have to write like this. 1s, then you have to write 2s, 2p, then you have to write 3s, 3p, 3d, clear ma? Then you have to write 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f, clear? Then 5s, 5p, 5d, 5f, 5g, clear? Then it should be followed by, clear, 6s, 6p, 6d, 6f, 6g, 6i, clear nama? Next 7s, 7p, 7d, 7f, 7g, 7i, 7k. Okay ma? Like this you have to write the sequence. Okay. J I have to get now 7. Huh? Right? GH, sorry. H, yes. So 7H, and next in a seventh shell I should have 7 subshells, no ma? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So GHI. Okay. So these are the different methods in which I have to write these subshells. Clear? Then you start the arrow diagram drawing from here. So listen all of you, then you can write down. So first you have to draw an arrow like this. Then you follow the arrow from here. Then 2p and 3s should be connected. Then 3p and 4s. Then 3d, 4p and 5s. Then 4d, 5p and 6s. Clear nama? Then 4f, 5d, 6p and 7s. So this is the sequence in which we have to draw the arrows. Okay. What is the meaning of these arrows? This one should be followed by this one. 2s should follow 2p. Next 3s should follow 3p. Clear nama? Then 4s should follow 3d. Clear ma? 5s should follow 4d. 6s should follow 4f. Okay. So this is the sequence in which we have to fill the electrons. We are not filling the electrons, they are filling by themselves only. Okay, what? Are you able to understand? Okay. So, come on, first make a note of it. Based on this Euler's diagram, now let us try to understand how the modern periodic table it is based. Clear? See, what are the first elements in the first group of periodic table? They are lithium. So in modern periodic table, how many periods and how many columns we have? Okay, ma? We have in modern periodic table 7 rows. You can call them as periods also, and we have 18 groups. Okay, ma? Which you can call them as families also. Are you able to understand? So in modern periodic table we have 7 rows and 18 columns. Okay, periods and families also you can call them. Now if you see the first group, okay ma? First group. Which is the first group here? First group is hydrogen, clear ma? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. These are the elements, no? Are you able to understand, no? So if you observe their electronic configuration, then what do you understand? Okay, if you see the outermost, if you see the valency shell, well, what is meant by valency shell, ma? Outermost shell you can call it as the valency shell. If you observe the valency shell, then what is the electronic configuration? What is the electronic configuration of hydrogen, ma? It is 1s1, clear, no? Helium. So lithium I can write it as 1s2 and 2s1, no? Clear, no? What is its atomic number? Atomic number is 3. Are you able to understand? So I can write it as 1s2, 2s1. Similarly, what is the, so outermost configuration is how much? Valence shell configuration is 2s1. Clear, no? Similarly, sodium. So what is the atomic number of sodium? 11. So how can you accommodate 11 electrons here? Clear, ma? So you can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. This is how I have to write now. So this electronic configuration I have written according to what? I have written according to Aufbau principle. Clear, ma? So this is the method of representing the Aufbau principle. And this method of representation we can call it as Euler's diagram. What is this diagram? Euler's diagram. So this is not a separate rule. So this Euler person, he represented this Aufbau principle in the form of a diagram. Okay, it means first of all I should enter into 1s, then electron enters into 2s, then electron enters into 2p, followed by 3s, then 3p, 4s, like this. Are you able to understand? So therefore, similarly, if you write the, so therefore what is the outermost electronic configuration, ma? 3s1. Clear? Then potassium, atomic number 19. So how can you accommodate 19 electrons here? So you can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, so 3s2, 3p6, and followed by 4s1. Are you able to understand, ma? So this is how I can accommodate all these electrons, no? So count all of them, they should be equal to 90. So it means in the outermost shell, so what is the configuration which is present? It is a 4s1, then it is followed by 5s1, then it is followed by 6s1, then it is followed by 7s1. Okay, ma? So this is how we are filling the electronic configuration, and we are arranging all the elements in the periodic table. So this is the first family or first group of the periodic table. So these elements, what we call them as? We call them as alkali metals. Are you able to understand, ma? Now let us see, according to this diagram, how I can arrange them. Are you able to understand? So let us. Completed, ma? Period is comprised of only S subshell. Second period has S and P subshells. Third period has S and P subshells only. Fourth period has S, P and D subshells. Fifth period has SPD. Sixth period SP and D and F is also present. Similarly, in seventh period also SP, D and F subshells are filled. Are you able to understand, ma? But this F block elements and these F block elements, they are separated from the periodic table. What is the reason for that one? That we will discuss later. Okay. Now if you see in the first period, how many elements are there, ma? Each subshell can accommodate how many electrons? S subshell can accommodate how many electrons? 2 electrons, no? So therefore in the first period, only 2 electrons are present. Okay. And what are those 2 electrons? Hydrogen and helium. Only these are the 2 elements which are present in the first period, no, ma? Hydrogen and helium. Clear? Then if I go to the second period, S subshell can accommodate 2 electrons, no? And P subshell can accommodate how many electrons? 6 electrons. So 2 plus 6, so totally 8 electrons. Okay, ma? So in the second period, you will have how many elements? Only 8 elements you will have. Okay. Then a third period, so this is 2 and this is 6 again. It is composed of only 8 elements. Clear, ma? And fourth period, so 2D is 10, it can accommodate 10 electrons, no, ma? D subshell have how many orbitals? It have 5 orbitals. Each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. Clear, no, ma? So 2 plus 10 plus 6, so total how many? 18 elements are present in the fourth period. Are you able to understand? Then S subshell, 1 orbital. 1 orbital can accommodate how many electrons? 2. D subshell, 5 orbitals. 5 2s are, it can accommodate 10 electrons. And again P can accommodate 6 electrons. So again in total how much? 18. Okay, ma? So S, P, D, they can accommodate 18. F subshell can accommodate 7 orbitals. 7 2s are 14 elements. Clear, ma? So therefore 18 plus 14, so 32 elements can be accommodated in 6th period. Are you able to understand? And in 7th period also we can accommodate 32 elements. Okay, ma? So these are the number of elements which are present in the modern periodic table according to each period. Okay, ma? And these numbers 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32, 32, they are called as magic numbers, ma? Are you able to understand? Why you call them as magic numbers? Can you say, anybody? 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32 and 32, they are called as magic numbers. What is the reason? Because after 2 elements, then again I go to S subshell, no? After 8 elements, again I go to S subshell. After 8 elements, I go to S subshell. 18 elements, I go to S subshell. After 18 elements, again I go to S subshell. 32, I go to S subshell. Clear, no? And all these elements which are present in this particular group, they have similar properties. Already we discussed, no? Modern periodic table starts with alkali metals, no? What are the alkali metals? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. All those properties, they are almost similar, no? It means after 2, I am going to a similar element. After 8, I am going to a similar element. After another 8, I am going to similar element. After 18, I am going to another similar element. Okay, ma? So, similar elements are repeated after 2, 8, 18, 18, 18, 32 and 32. Are you able to understand? That is why these numbers we can call them as magic numbers. Are you able to understand? So, write down. So, therefore, what I write here, therefore, I write down. Clear, ma? Time unda ayipindara? 8 minutes. So, write down. So, after clear, ma? 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32 and 32, clear, ma? We reach elements with similar properties. Okay, ma? We reach elements with similar properties. So, these numbers are called magic numbers. ఈ numbers ని ఏమంటామా మనము? Magic numbers అని అంటాం. Are you able to understand? So, this is about the basic construction of the modern periodic table. Okay. Now, tomorrow we will draw the modern periodic table, and we will try to study some of the characteristics of this modern periodic table. Now, write some of the properties of this modern periodic table. Some properties we will write down. Okay. So, every period starts with what? Alkali metal. Okay, ma? And ends with inert gas. So, this is one of the principle of the modern periodic table. Clear, ma? So, every period. So, how many periods we have totally? 7 periods. Every period starts with what? Every period starts with an alkali earth metal. Alkali metal. Clear, ma? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. And every period ends with what? It ends with a inert gas. So, this is first property of this modern periodic table. Are you able to understand, ma? Then some more properties we will write down. Then tomorrow we will draw this modern periodic table and discuss the remaining characters. Okay. So, totally how many elements are there, ma? So, totally 118 elements are discovered. Some of them they are invented also, because some of them they are man-made also. Are you able to understand? So, elements above atomic number 92, okay, ma? They are man-made. So, elements above atomic number 92, they are all of them, they are made in the laboratories. They are man-made elements. Clear? Then, elements above atomic number Z is equals to 82. 82 atomic number is plumbum. Plumbum means lead. Latin name of lead is plumbum. So, they are unstable. Clear? Same. Which one? Z. Z means atomic number. Atomic number is represented by Z. Clear? So, elements with Z is equal to 92, they are man-made elements, and elements above 82, they are unstable. Clear, ma? So, fourth one, elements above Z is equals to 84, which is called as polonium, are radioactive. Okay, ma? So, elements above atomic number 84, and what is the element with atomic number 84? It is called polonium. They are all those elements, they are radioactive elements. Clear, ma? Fifth property is elements between 4 or 6. Yes. So, elements between 104 and 118, they are called as transactinides. or you can call them as super heavy elements also. Okay, ma? Are you able to understand? Then one more property is seventh one, platinum, gold, hydride serum, that is mercury. They are inert at general conditions. Okay, ma? So at normal temperature, pressure, so platinum, gold and hydride serum, they are inert elements. It means they doesn't like to react with other elements. Are you able to understand? So these are some of the properties, some basic properties of this modern periodic table. Are you able to understand? Then tomorrow we will draw a good picture of this modern periodic table. Then we will try to understand all the properties which are present here. Okay? Thank you. We will continue in the next class. So let us once again see that concept, ma. So we will write a reference here, then we will try to construct the table. So first let us write Mayer's diagram. Already you have drawn, no, ma? Chappandaya? So how to construct this one? 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 3d. So third shell, 3 subshells. Satisfied, no, ma? Then here we write 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. Next 5s, 5p, 5d, 5f, 5g. So 6s, 6p, 6d, 6f, 6g and 6i, h. Clear? Similarly 7s, 7p, 7d, 7f and it goes on like this. Clear, no? So this is the sequence of filling the orbitals, no? Clear, ma? So this diagram we can call it as Euler's diagram. Okay? So according to this one, for example, if I take shell number 1, okay, ma? Similarly, I will write shell number 2, I will write shell number 3, see here I will write shell number 4, shell number 5, shell number 6 and shell number 7, 7 shells. Okay? See, in the periodic table, all the first period, so all the elements in the first period, they start with S elements only, no? S subshell only, no, ma? So therefore, already we have written that first shell contains what? It contains only 1s. You can write 1s here. Clear, no? Then immediately I have 2s, no? So 2s go to the next shell. Are you able to understand? It means total first period consists of how many elements? Only 2 elements, because S subshell can accommodate only 2 electrons. Are you able to understand, ma? Similarly, then then going from 2s to 2p and then traveling up to 3s. 3s should start from here, no? Are you able to understand, ma? So here I should get 4s, here I should get 5s, 6s, 7s. So these are the outermost electronic configurations in the case of first group of elements. These are the first group of elements, ma, which are called as alkali metals. Are you able to understand? Okay. Then now you see, if you take the second period, so it is started from 2s, no? Then in traveling up to 3s, next which subshell is present here? 2p subshell is present, so you write 2p subshell here. Are you able to understand, ma? Then from 2p to 3s, 3s to 4s. Now let us see, 3s to 4s, which is the subshell present here? 3p. So I will write 3s is already present, here I will write 3p. Are you able to understand, ma? Next, in traveling from 4s to 5s, how many subshells are present? Let us see. 4s, 3d and 4p, then comes the 5s. Are you able to understand, all of you? So therefore, how I have to write the subshells? Here I have to write 4p, and in the middle I will write 3d. So this is how the modern periodic table is arranged. Are you able to understand? Then you see in between 5s and 6s. This is a 5s, no, and this is 6s. So how many orbitals are present in between 4d and 5d? So here I will write 5s to 6s now. 5s to 6s. 4d and 5p. So here I have 5p and here I have 4d. Are you able to understand? So then again traveling from 6s to 7s. So 6s to 7s. 6s to 7s. 4f, 5d, 6p. So here I will write 6p and here I will write 5d. Here only I will write 4f also. Are you able to understand? Then again traveling from 6s to 7s. So next, again from 7s, what are the orbitals which I have to fill? So one is 5f, here I will write a 7p. So this is 6d and it is followed by 5f. This is the sequence number. So in the same sequence only modern periodic table is also filled. Okay, already we discussed this one yesterday. So this contains how many electrons? First period contains 2 electrons. Second period contains 2 plus 6, 8 electrons. Clear number? Third period contains, so this also contains 8 electrons. So 2 plus 6 plus 10, total 18 electrons. Clear number? Then 2 plus 6 plus 10, again it is 18 electrons. So 18 plus 14. Why I am writing 14 here? Because F subshell contains how many orbitals? 7 orbitals. Each orbital contains 2 electrons. So 7 2s are total 14 electrons. So 14 plus 18, 32. So 32 elements can be filled in this 6th period. Are you able to understand? Similarly, 7th period also can accommodate 32 electrons. So these numbers 2, 8, 8, 18, 18, 32 and 32, they are called what? They are called as magic numbers. Are you able to understand? Because after these numbers, again you go to the same element. Are you able to understand? For example, let us write the periodic table, then we will try to understand what is happening in this condition. Clear nama? So modern periodic table has how many rows and how many columns? 7 rows are there, horizontal rows, and 18 vertical columns are present. Okay. So let us try to fill that periodic table according to this structure which we have drawn. Okay, come on. So therefore, total how many? So this is 1, first period, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So totally how many periods we have drawn now? 7 periods we have drawn. So this is period number 1, period number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and totally 7 periods. Now in addition to 7 periods, how many columns should be there? 18 columns should be present. Clear now? So therefore, why we are drawing only 18 columns only? Because here you have 18 only. No? So the maximum number of electrons which can be filled in a column is, in a period is 18 only. So that's why we have only 18 columns only. But here I have 32. No? What is the history of 32? We will study later. Okay? First write down. So therefore, how many Randy? You have to draw in the books. So how many periods, how many columns you have to draw? 18. Clear ma? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and finally 18. So 18 columns are there. Each column you can call it as a family also. Clear? Why you call them as families? Because they have similarities. Clear ma? Me family under me madre untar almost. Similarly, all the elements in a family, they are almost similar in properties, physical and chemical. Are you able to understand? So therefore, these are 7 periods and these are 18 columns. So let us name them. Column number 1, column number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and finally 18. Okay, ma? See, these column numbers 1 to 18, they were named recently. ఈ మధ్యనే వీటికి పేర్లు పెట్టాం మనం. Previously they were called by another name. So let us write those names also here. See, ma. Previously, this first column, it was called as 1A. Clear, ma? Previously it was called as what? 1A. Clear? It was previously called as 2A. Are you able to understand? Then this third one, it was called as 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B, 7B. These were the names. Clear, nama? 1A, 2A, 3B, 4B, 5B, 6B and 7. Okay. And these columns of 8, 9 and 10, they were placed under 8th column. That's all. Okay, ma? So all of them, they were placed under 8th column. What was the reason? Reason was that all these elements, they were having similar characteristics. That is the reason they were placed under the 8th column. Are you able to understand, ma? So column number 8, column number 9 and column number 10, both of them, all the three of them, they were placed under 8th column according to the old system. And this is the new system. We have to follow which system? You have to follow both the systems. Clear, ma? You can follow both of them. Clear? You can follow old system as well as new system. It is not that new system is derived and old system is cancelled. No, still we are using both of them. Are you able to understand? Okay. Then this 11th and 12th, we call them as 1B and 2B. Clear, ma? 1B and 2B. Here I have 1A, here I have 2A, no? So this is 1B and this one is 2B. Then what are the columns I am left with? 2B, 3B, 3A, 3B, they are not there, no? You continue from there. Clear, ma? So 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, and this 18th column, it is called as 0 group. Are you able to understand, ma? 18th column is called as 0 group because in that 0 group we have only inert elements, inert gases are present. Clear? So this is about the basic construction of the modern periodic table, or you can call it as the long form of periodic table. Clear, ma? And in the bottom you have 14 lanthanides and you have 14 actinides also. Clear? So let us draw them also. So in the bottom you have, clear, ma? So total you have 14 lanthanides. Clear, ma? And similarly you have 14 actinides. Okay. This is the arrangement of modern periodic table. Now let us try to understand this table, how it was filled according to this configuration. Are you able to understand, ma? So without this diagram, we cannot understand this periodic table. Now that's why all of them we are placing in the same board. Clear? Now see. So first period indicates first shell, no, ma? Clear, ma? Number of period always indicates the total number of shells which are present in that particular element. Are you able to understand? Make a note of that statement. So what is the note point you have to write, ma? Note point is that number of shell. For example, if I take shell number 4, or you can say period number 4. Okay, ma? So instead of number of shell, you write number of period, that is better. Number of period indicates the number of shells which are present in that particular element. Are you able to understand? For example, if I take fourth period, which is the fourth period, 1, 2, 3, this is the fourth period now. So all the elements in this particular period, they have how many shells? They have only 4 shells. That is the meaning of that. 4 orbits, or you can say first orbit, second orbit, third orbit and fourth orbit. అర్థమవుతుందా ఏం చెప్తున్నాను? For example, if you take period number 7, what does period number 7 indicate?
7 shells.
There are 7 orbits in that particular element, or you can say 7 shells are present in that particular element. Are you able to understand, ma? So right. So number of period indicates what? Indicates the number of shells in that element. Are you able to understand, ma? This is a very important point. It means if a period number is increasing, it means the number of shells present in that element is also ఇంక్రీజింగ్. ఇస్ ఇట్ క్లియర్? అర్థమవుతుంది అందరికీ? కొందరు ఫేసులు చూస్తూ ఉంటే అర్థం చేసుకునే ప్రయత్నం కూడా చేయటం లేదు. అలాంటి ఫేసులు పెట్టాకండి. సో లిసన్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ. క్లియర్ నమ్మా? Now see, now I go to shell number 1 or I go to period number 1. Shell number, period number, both are same because period number always indicates the maximum number of shells which are present in that particular element. Are you able to understand ma? Shell you can also call it as orbit also in this class only. Out of this class you should not say orbit. Clear ma? Okay, now see. So first orbit, where is the first orbit? This is the first orbit. So first orbit have how many subshells? Only one subshell. What is the name of that subshell? Yes, S subshell. And which is the shell number? First shell. It means in this particular element there is only one orbit. In one orbit only all the electrons they are rotating. How many electrons? Either one electron or two electrons. Which is the element having one electron? Hydrogen. So you can place it here. Are you able to understand, ma? Hydrogen. Or you can say this is having which configuration, ma? Can I say it is having a configuration of 1s1? I can say like this, no? It should have a configuration of 1s1. 1 indicates first shell. And which subshell is present? S subshell is present. And in S subshell, how many electrons are present? Only one electron is present. So 1s1. Are you able to understand, ma? Then which is the second element according to periodic table? Helium. Helium has atomic number 2, no? So it is not placed immediately after hydrogen, but it is placed here. This is the position of helium. What is the reason? Reason is that all this last what you call group, this family consists of only inert gases only. Are you able to understand? Or you can call them as noble gases. Why you call them as noble gases, ma? Evartho maatladam annamata. Evarthono react avu silent ga untayi. That's why they are called as noble gases. Clear? So helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon and oganesson. This was the element which was found out recently. In the old periodic tables you cannot find this OG. OG కనిపించదు. మేము చదివేటప్పుడు OG అంటే పోజీ అంటారు అందరు. OG లేదు. Now we have OG. It was discovered very recently. Are you able to understand? So these are the elements which are present in the 18th group. All inert gases, or you can call them as noble gases. Clear, Dama? So then can you say what is the configuration of helium? 1s2. That's all, no? Because first period or first shell can accommodate only 2 electrons. One electron configuration is 1s1 and the second one is 1s2. That's all, no? So configuration of this one is 1s2. That's it. Are you able to understand, ma? Similarly, now if you come to the second period, this is the second period, no? Or you can call it as a shell number 2. So in the second period, totally how many electrons I can accommodate? 8 electrons I can accommodate. Are you able to understand, ma? Let us see how I can accommodate these 8 electrons. So I will call this one as 2s1. I will call this one as 2s2. So 2 electrons are completed, no? Are you able to understand, ma? Why we are placing only 2 electrons here? Chappandi. S subshell can accommodate only 2 electrons. So 2s1, 2s2. S subshell is completed. Now I have to go to P subshell. But P subshell is not placed in the middle, no? Which is the subshell placed in the middle? D and F. So at the last we are placing the P subshell. Why we are placing like this? According to Aufbau principle. Are you able to understand, ma? We have placed this periodic table like this only because of this Aufbau principle only. Are you able to understand? This was the sequence which was following here too. So I have to fill the periodic table also in the same fashion. Are you able to understand? So therefore, now if I go up to here, what is this configuration, ma? Neon? Neon chappandi. 2p6. Why it is 2p6? Because it is neon. Clear, no? It is behaving like an inert gas because all the shells and all the subshells of inert gases, they are completely filled. Inert gases endukantam vatini? Because they do not react with anybody. Why they do not react with anybody? Because they are satisfied, they are stable. Are you able to understand, ma? They don't want to lose one electron, they don't want to gain one electron also. Are you able to understand? So that doesn't react with anybody because the reason is all the shells and all the subshells, they are completely filled. So therefore the electronic configuration or outermost shell configuration of this one is 2p6. This is what I have to write. Clear, Nama? P subshell, it can accommodate 6 electrons, no? So all the 6 electrons are present in neon. So that's why its configuration is 2p6. Are you able to understand? ఇది ఉందో లేచిపోయిందని నా భయం ఒకటి, ఇది లేచిపోయిందంటే మళ్ళీ ఫస్ట్ నుంచి రికార్డ్ చేయాలి. ఓకే అమ్మా. నెక్స్ట్ ఆర్గాన్. వాట్ కెన్ బి ద అవుటర్మోస్ట్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్గాన్ మా? 3p6, because this is containing in third shell, no? Third period, no? Shell and period both are same. Clear now? So this is 3p6. Next write this one, 4p6. This one, 5p6. This one, 6p6. And this one, 7p6. Okay, ma? So all the electrons are completely filled in all the shells. In the case of what? In the case of noble gases. So that is why that doesn't react with anybody. Clear, no? Then next to following, you can write from the backwards like this. So this should be 2p5, no? If you are coming backwards, if it is 2p6, the next one is 2p5, and next to followed by 2p4, next to followed by 2p5, 2p3, 2p2, and finally 2p1. Understood, Dhamma? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements are present, and P subshell is completely filled. Are you able to understand? Similarly, can't you fill up to here? Ivanni fill cheyagalugutaru kada meeru? Come on, fill them. Clear, Dhamma? Then you can fill these also. Then I will write 3s1, 3s2, 4s1, 4s2, 5s1, 5s2, 6s1, 6s2, 7s1, 7s2. Okay, ma? So this is how electrons are filled in the periodic table. Clear? So S and P we have filled, ma. Successful ga S ni P ni fill chesnam. D paristhiti emi? D starts from where? D starts from shell number 4. From the fourth shell, D will start to fill in. Are you able to understand, ma? So ekkadi nunchi fill cheyali D ni? So first of all, if you take period number 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here, I should start filling the D orbitals. Ade kada manaku, according to Aufbau principle, D is present, D has started from fourth period only, no? So I should start filling the D orbital from the fourth period. Are you able to understand? Ekkadi nunchi start cheyali? So Sima, this is S and that one is P. In the middle, how many gaps are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 gaps are there. D orbital has how many orbitals? 5 orbitals. D subshell has 5 orbitals. Each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. 5 2s are 10. 10 gaps are there, no? Em chustunaru fill cheyandi. Come on. So therefore, from where I have to start, ma? I have to start from here. Clear, no? If this is a fourth shell, D orbital should be present in penultimate shell. What is meant by penultimate shell? Shell which is present inside the last shell, or you can say last but one shell is called as penultimate shell. Last but one shell emantamu? Penultimate shell antam. Clear, nama? So here the last shell is a fourth shell only, no? Penultimate shell is nothing but a third shell only, no? So 3D. Are you able to understand, no? So right now. So therefore 3D1, 3D2, 3D3, 3D4, 3D5, 3D6, 3D7, 3D8, 3D9, 3D10. Are you able to understand, no? But these configurations will not be exactly same, no? Because in chemistry always you should search for exceptions. Exceptions untai kada. For example, if you take a copper is an exception. So electronic configuration will not be exactly according to Aufbau principle. Some electrons will be behaving differently also. Because wherever they find there is a possibility of stability, they change the configuration. Arthamautundi kada? So wherever they find a condition of stability, they will change the configuration. Electrons will be displaced from one shell to another shell. So stability conditions when we will get? Stability conditions we will get when subshell is completely filled or half. So according to that there are some exceptions. Exceptions already we have studied previously. Sadinama? So the one is of clear, Nama? So this is how we start filling all the these gaps. Are you able to understand, Ma? Similarly here what I have to write? Here I have to write 4D1 up to 4D10. Clear, Nama? Then you start filling all of them. Then what about F subshell? 4F is also there, no? 4F and 5F. So is there any gap in this periodic table, ma? Ee periodic table lo emanna gap unda? లేదు. Are you able to understand, ma? So all these 4F and 5F, we place them under third group itself. Ekkada place chestam vatinanta manamu third group lo place chestam. Clear, ma? So this is 6s. This one is 6s, no, ma? So here we will have an element which is called as lanthanum. Ikkada em untundi manaku lanthanum. Okay, ma? And all these 4F elements. So 4F elements will have how many electrons? 14 electrons. Because F subshell will have 7 orbitals. 7 twos are 14 electrons. So all the 14 elements of this 4F subshell, they are present here only. Ikkade vaatini manam place chestam. Are you able to understand? And anni ikkade manam chupichalem kabatti we are writing them separately. Are you able to understand? Why we are writing all these 4F electron or 4F elements here only? Because all of them, they have similar properties to that of lanthanum. ఈ 14 ఎలిమెంట్స్ కూడా ఎవరి ప్రాపర్టీస్ ఉంటాయి? లాంథనమ్ కున్న ప్రాపర్టీసే ఉంటాయి ఇంచుమించుగా. ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్, మా? దట్ ఈస్ వై ఆల్ ద ఎలిమెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ 4F we placed in lanthanum. Okay, so what is the period number? Period number is 6. Group number 3. So in period number 6 and group number 3, we are placing all the 4F elements. And all the 4F elements, we call them as lanthanides. What in emantamu? Clear, all of you, how we are filling the periodic table? Now see 5F. What about 5F? See, ma, just below this lanthanum, we have another element which is called as actinum. What is the name of the element, ma? Actinum. Okay, ma? And all these 5F elements, we are placing under actinum. Because all the 5F elements, they have similar properties almost with respect to actinum. Okay, ma? And all these elements which are present in lanthanum, they are called as lanthanides. Okay, so total how many elements of lanthanides? 15. Lanthanum good undi kada. 1 plus 14, total 15 elements of lanthanides. Are you able to understand, ma? Similarly here 1 plus 14, again total 15 elements of actinides. Are you able to understand? So that is how we can write this periodic table. So this is the basic construction of this periodic table. అర్థమైంది కదా periodic table ఇలా ఎందుకు రాసుకున్నాము మనము? So everywhere we are following this Aufbau principle. That's it. Are you able to understand? Okay. Now let us start filling some elements. See, all of them we call them as inert gas elements or noble gas elements. So the next one, 17th group, that is followed by halogens. 17th group lo emuntayi? We have halogens. What are the halogens? So we should start from here. Clear, ma? So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine, tennessine. Okay, ma? So all of them we can call them as halogen elements. Are you able to understand, ma? So fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine and tennessine. What we call them? Halogens. ఎందుకంటాం అలా? నాకు కూడా పెద్దగా తెలియదు, రాసుకోండి. క్లియర్, మా? సో దే ఆర్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ halogens. Clear, ma? So next, halogens are followed by these elements. So oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium and livermorium. Okay, ma? So this livermorium also, it was an element discovered recently. Previously we had no livermorium. Clear, ma? And these elements we can call them as chalcogens. What name antam manamu? We call them as chalcogens. Clear? Then the chalcogens are followed by nitrogen group of elements. So nitrogen, talwata endra sulfur rasna kada, nitrogen, potassium. Nitrogen tarvata chudandi, phosphorus. Yes. So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony. Clear, no, ma? After antimony, bismuth, and this is moscovium. Okay, ma? These are the elements. And these elements you can call them as pnictogens. What muddu peru em peru? They are called as pnictogens. Are you able to understand? Okay. So nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony. Antimony, Latin name of antimony is called stibium. Then SB to indicate system, which is called stibium, Latin name. Clear? Next bismuth, and next it is followed by moscovium. So moscovium also, it is an recently discovered element. Are you able to understand? So these are some of the elements in the periodic table. Clear? Now let us write some more very important elements and let us discuss their properties. See some of the properties of modern periodic table. See here. So these are the lanthanides, where these lanthanides are present. They are present at the place of lanthanum. Clear? So they are placed at lanthanum only. And in the place of this actinum, all these actinides they are present. So totally we have 15 lanthanides and 15 actinides. So this is 14 and this plus 1 is 15. Are you able to understand? So lanthanides, they start from cerium. Atomic number is 58 and it ends at lutetium. What is the name of that one, lutetium. And actinides, they start from thorium and they end at lawrencium. Are you able to understand? And these elements are starting from 104. So these elements 104 to 1118, they are called as transactinides. What is the name of, yesterday we have written in the previous class number. So elements from 104 to 118, they are called as what? They are called as transactinides. 104 to 118. Clear, ma? What they are called? Transactinides, or you can call them as super heavy elements. Okay, ma? And still what we have, see this platinum, gold and hydrogen. Clear, ma? So platinum, gold and hydrogen, they are inert mostly at ordinary conditions. Okay, ma? So at ordinary conditions they are stable. It means they do not react with anybody. Are you able to understand? And see here, clear, ma? Similarly, we have some more elements also. Let us write. So 8A, where is this 8A? This one. Here I have nihonium. Clear, ma? So the elements from nihonium to oganesson. Elements from nihonium to oganesson, they are man-made. Okay, ma? So they are man-made elements, ma, and their properties also still we don't know. So whose properties we doesn't know? Elements from nihonium to oganesson. Raskondaya? So nihonium to oganesson, we don't know their properties because they were recently discovered elements. Are you able to understand? And elements above 82, elements above periodic atomic number 82, they are unstable. So which is the element of atomic number 82? It is lead, plumbum. Are you able to understand, ma? So after that, all the elements, they are very unstable. And elements after 84, which one is 84? Polonium. So they will be, all of them, they will be radioactive elements. And all the elements above 92, all of them, they are man-made elements. Man-made elements means they were discovered inside the laboratories. Are you able to understand, no? So these are some of the characteristics of this periodic table. Clear, no? So we will continue with the discovery of elements, how to identify the elements, they are present in which position, that will continue.